when you go to the store and buy these, a lot of times you'll buy them and they'll have 3 or 4 or 5 plants in a cell, and they just never perform good in your garden because they're all jammed together in one little spot. So I always separate them out, and this is ones I've done just not long ago here, and they're all separated out and growing good. Did the lettuce here a little bit ago too, and nice red and green lettuce. They don't even know they've been transplanted. And just kind of gently squish it and it all falls apart. Save space, save lighting, just a better way to do it.
Hi, welcome back to the Organic Gardening, Homesteading, and Woodworking channel. This time we're going to show you how to replant multi-sown seedlings into individual cells. So let's get to it.
All right, here we go. Okay, we're going to start by getting some peat moss sifted, because this peat moss nowadays is so chunky with sticks and bigger stuff in it that I don't like using it very well. So I'm just going to put some in this screen, this little sifter thing, and just kind of break it up as I put it in here so it'll get it sifted properly. And there we got some nice fine medium there. I'm just going to dump this coarse stuff out here for now.
It's very nice. Yeah.
So we're going to need a little bit more than that for what we're going to do.
And that was an 1/8" screen?
Yeah, the 1/8" hardware cloth, they call it.
Mm-hmm. Same one you used for the perlite sifting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see how big a chunks are in here. It's just what you get nowadays.
Yeah. See,
so now you
don't want
nice,
that in your...
It just makes it harder to plant. So we're just going to measure the amount of peat moss here so we can give you some sort of an idea of the quantity of peat moss and the amendments we're going to put in here. A little quart container is an old yogurt container. So I'm just going to fill that up and kind of measure out how much we've got here. So I'm just going to put it over here. There's one. Whoops. Seven quarts. Just a little over 7 quarts.
All right.
For that. And then we'll throw in, this is a 3/4 cup of kelp, Thorvin kelp.
Okay.
So we'll put that in there. And then we're going to put a little bit of this VAM in there, not very much. We just got a little tablespoon here, and we'll just take a kind of a heaping tablespoon there, put that in there. And then the worm castings, this is Worm Gold Plus. I don't have any really preference for this. This is what I have on hand right now. So we're gonna, this is a cup measurement. So we're gonna stick 1 cup, 2 cups. That's it. And that's all we're gonna put in this mixture. So we'll just mix it all around. Maybe I can use this hoe, just get that as mixed up as
a little bit better.
Well as we can. Kind of hard to tell if you got it mixed good or not, because we don't have like perlite in there to
kind of
be able to tell how well mixed it is.
Right. So this mix is specially formulated for this application?
Yeah, it's kind of a, it's just the plants are gonna be in here just a little short while, just probably 2 or 3 weeks, and then they're gonna be out into the garden. So I don't get too carried away with making too fancy stuff for that short of a time. Just want to make sure they have enough nutrients, but not too much. It's just a waste. Then we'll just fill up one of these trays, the regular 10, 20 trays with the 48 cells, little pony packs. We call them pony packs here. Other parts of the country, they might just call them 48 cell insert. But around here, they're called pony packs. So we'll just put that in there. And just take this and level it all off. Makes it pretty fast. There it is.
Here's the little seedlings that are going to be.
We're doing celery seedlings here, and these are Tango is the kind that I like, and they've done really well for us years past. And so we've multi-sown them, and so you got like 5 or 6 plants in each little cell. And of course, when you go to the store and buy these, a lot of times you'll buy them, and they'll have 3 or 4 or 5 plants in a cell, and they just never perform good in your garden because they're all jammed together in one little spot. So I always separate them out. And this is ones I've done just not long ago here, and they're all separated out and growing good. So, and then did the lettuce here a little bit ago too, and nice red and green lettuce, individual cells. So I'll plant those out those will go out about 14, 16 inches apart when I put them out in the garden. Before I get ready to prick these out of that cell, I'm going to just go through here and pack this peat moss down a little bit. And that makes, when you punch a hole in it, it kind of holds its hold, the sides don't fall in and cave in quite as bad if it's packed down a little bit. And this is just a block of wood that I use, and just shaped, fits one of these cells pretty nicely. It takes a little extra time, but just makes the transplanting a little easier. And if you were to wet this down ahead of time, it would really pack really good, but I didn't take the time to wet it down. I don't usually wet it down. I just water it in afterwards. So then I just take something, either your finger or just, here's a little marker, just go down there and make little holes in the cells to accommodate the roots. So I'll just get ready to prick one of these out of here. So I'll just dump it out like that, and then just kind of squish it apart. And there they are. They're very fragile little things, but you kind of pick them up by the leaves is better than picking them up by the stem. You can damage the stem pretty easy. So here's a little tiny thing. Just hold on to it by the leaf and plop it right into the hole, and sometimes it gets hung up on the side of the hole. You kind of have to push down in there. That hole wasn't quite deep enough. There we go. There. And that'll straighten up on its own once it gets a little water and a little bit of light. So just pull off another one of these. It doesn't have much root. You can see just a little tiny bit of a root. And that way you don't really have, they don't have any transplant shock when you do them when they're this little. They don't even know they've been transplanted. So just pick it up by the leaf if you can, so you don't damage and squish this stem. Grab another one. Poke it down in there. And if they look like they're kind of falling off to the side, they'll straighten right up after you get a few days, a couple of days of sunshine and water. But this will give you a lot better production out in the garden if you don't have 2 or 3 of these things growing together so tight, and they just do way better. You get a lot bigger stalks and just a lot nicer produce off of it. Takes a little time doing it this way, but in the long run it's a lot better. Try to find these things that kind of almost disappear in this. I'll just snap it a little bit there and knock off some extra dirt. It makes it easier to get it in the hole. And let's see, is that it for that one? Looks like that cell's, that's all empty. See, there's 7 plants in that one little tiny cell. So we'll dump out another one and just kind of gently squish it, and it all falls apart. Grab one here by the leaf. Get that. Kind of like throwing a cat through a knothole backwards. The roots want to cling to everything on the sides.
Yeah.
Here we go. So we just do that with all of them, and then what I do is I just take, this is half diluted, like AgroThrive fertilizer, general purpose fertilizer, liquid fertilizer you can get on Amazon. So this is half the strength is what they recommend. So I just take these, take that out of there and just pour in a bunch of it so it'll soak up from the bottom and so it doesn't disturb the surface. And it usually takes, this stuff is really dry, so at least a half a gallon to start with, and you can kind of check it in
for a whole 10,
for the whole
tray.
flat.
Yeah, you can see they're all floating.
They're all floating. They're all kind of floating around.
Yeah.
So you have to give that a little time, and it'll, if it looks like it's all, come back in a half an hour and look at it, and if there's no water in the bottom and it feels a little light still, just put some more in there and let it soak up some more. Let's try some of these. I haven't done these for a while. They're a fennel. These tall, skinny veins kind of look like dill. Let's see how they work. They might have a lot bigger root system on them. I'm not sure. It's been a while since they've grown fennel. So let's just pop a cell out here. There's got a couple, 2 or 3 in it. Yeah, you can see the roots already going around there pretty good. So just gently separate them out. There we go. And hold it by the leaves up here so you don't crunch that stem. And see if we can get that down in there far enough. There we go. And let's do another one here. Looks like there was 3 in that cell. If you wanted to, you could put some of that mycorrhizae right on these roots right here. And that's a good idea if you can do that, but I'm not going to take the time today to do that. There's enough in the mixture here that it'll get to them soon enough. And just kind of hold it upright the best you can and pack it in there around it. And in a few days, you'll never know it's been transplanted. And it'll be nice upright. Grab that one by the leaves, knock off some of that dirt so we can get it in the hole. There we go. There. See, it worked good. That's how you thin them out, and that way it takes a lot less room. You don't have to have one celery plant. Each one of these cells, you'd have all these trays full of, and it takes up too much space, too much lighting and everything to get them going, and heat mats and everything. So it's just easier to do it this way. Save space, save lighting, just a better way to do it. So that's how we do it. Hope that's helpful.
Well, I hope you liked that video on pricking out those little individual seedlings and resowing them individually into a little bit bigger pots. If you like that, leave us a comment down below, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and remember, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life.